Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's the Flow Show No Filter. Back for another Happy Holidays episode. What's going on, everybody? Got a lot to talk about. Where do we start? You know where we start, where we always start. The thoughts, views, and opinions shared on the Flow Show No Filter are for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a professional. I am just good. What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Happy Christmas week, everybody. Hope everybody enjoyed. Hope everybody enjoyed their break. Hope everybody enjoyed their break over the weekend. That's who we got in here. Angie, what's going on? Elise. RX, what's up, my guy? How you feeling today, Angelina? Oh, we gotta come on now. You plugged into the thing. Give me some light. Just give me the light. What's going on, Elise? Who else we got in here? I miss anybody that's in here on the early side? I guess we ain't gonna have no light today, but we good. We don't need it. The sunshine, let the sunshine come on in. Everybody, how's y'all feeling? What I don't understand is I got this thing plugged in and it ain't working. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. 1 second, y'all. Let me try to plug this in. Make sure it's in the wall good. Yeah, it's in the wall good. What the hell is wrong now? Give me a second. Give me a second. What is wrong with this light? How's everybody feeling? How's everybody feeling, man? The Dave Chapelle special is on Netflix. If you haven't watched it, I strongly recommend it. That thing is funny. Oh yeah, my puff passes. If you ain't watched the David Chappelle thing and puff pass, what y'all doing? It's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas. Diddy. Everybody must be out shopping. Puff pass crew is in the building. So y'all, this is top of the week. Hey, Island. Morning, Island. Angelina said, you are shining, Flo. You don't need no stinking light. Let's get it. So I had a great weekend. How did everybody's team? My Browns team lost. Another heartbreaking loss, by the way. By my Browns. Did your football team won? If your football team won or lost, let us know in the comments. Angelina says she's struggling to get into the holiday cheer this year. That's okay. We here. We're gonna celebrate. So y'all, the podcast studio is coming around. Let me let y'all know what we got here. We got the new desk. Just so y'all know, the new desk. for the podcast is in the building. And then furniture came in. I got to set it up. But so I got to set up the furniture. And then we got some stuff to put on the shelves. Didn't have time to do it last night. Me and Shauna was putting the desk together. Let's see if we get a better look. Yeah, me and Shauna was putting the desk together last night, so we didn't have time to like put the stuff in the shelves and stuff. But I told you we coming with the full studio after the New Year's. So as you can see, we working. It's gonna be official. Yeah, Shador Sanders did get, yeah, she said sorry for the loss, yeah. But at least Shador Sanders did his thing. Thank you. At least said she loves the desk. Yeah, we getting it in. We putting it together. I don't know why the light is fucking with me, but it's all good. What else went on over the weekend? It was a busy weekend. Prayers. We got children with the flu. So give us some prayers that Lil Clay will be rid of the flu and healthy by Christmas. So give us some prayers, please, for Lil Clay. We don't want her to be sick on Christmas. We want her to be 100%. So what we got? We're gonna try to get. We got a lot to get through. So we're gonna talk a little bit about the David Chapelle special. Of course, we got to talk about the Epstein files being released. And of course, we got to sprinkle in a little diddler. We got new sex workers coming out. What else we got when it comes to the diddler? We got the news. Yeah, we got the new sex worker coming out talking shit. He said he was flown out and kind of confirms that Diddy was trying to get at 50 Cent by violating his baby mama. And it ain't so funny when a rabbit got the gun. Now, is it? Now, the David Chapelle even talked about his time at Diddy house. And if you didn't, I'm telling you, I gotta watch this bit. But I don't want to do no spoilers. We just gonna recap it a little bit. I don't want to take away y'all thunder because a lot of y'all haven't seen it. Y'all gotta check it out. But David Chapelle, let's read this article about the David Chapelle situation. This is from Yahoo creators. David Chappelle's secret Netflix special, The Unstoppable, just broke the internet. If you saw the new David Chappelle Netflix special, put a 1 in the chat. Oh yeah, I forgot. Also, you're right about that. Mr. Paul got knocked into the middle of next week, so he's a little ahead of schedule. We could touch on that too. Just so much went on. Anthony Joshua kicked Paul's ass. Is it Jake Paul or Logan Paul? I always get them confused. Which one did he knock out? Well, he hit so hard he knocked out both of them for real. But which one did he which one did he knock out? Okay, Jake. He hit him so hard. I thought it was Jake and Logan. But yeah, somebody just touched on the Epstein files, and then we say it after all this time. Then we say the Epstein files was not going to be a big ass nothing burger. It's all blacked out pages. Why do they play with us like this, man? I hate politics and politicians. That's why I don't give a shit about Republican or Democrat. They all shady, man. They all shady, man. Like they don't give a damn the way they playing off. What the hell is that? If you gonna release something and black out the whole fucking files and documents, what good is it? What good is it? You gonna black out everything? You gonna black out everything and expect us to be happy with it. Expect us to smile. That really pissed me off. But look, we talked about it. We knew by the time, yep, like I said, and Angie said they released stuff and took it away. We knew by the time that shit was coming out, we knew it wasn't gonna amount to shit. We all knew that. But let's get on show. We're gonna talk about that. So Dave Chapelle dropped a secret Netflix special over the weekend. Dave Chapelle, The Unstoppable, is a raw, unfiltered cultural reset we didn't know we needed. Here's why it's the most controversial finale to 2025. If there's one constant in the chaos of the 2020s, it's Dave Chapelle emerging from the shadows to deliver a reality check. He's the modern court jester, not a fool, but the only one brave enough to tell the king he's naked. In an era of polished personas, PR-approved apology, Chapelle remains a genius truth sayer, using the stage as a pulpit for raw, unfiltered truth. Who that sound like? And let's be real, after the year we've had, we desperately needed him to close out 2025. Just as 2025 was setting into a quiet holiday lull, Netflix dropped a bombshell on Friday. December 20th, no marketing blitz, no teaser trailers, just the sudden electrifying appearance of the Unstoppable. This guerrilla-style release felt strategic, designed to bypass the inevitable pre-outrage cycle. By the time the think pieces could be written, millions had already pressed play, desperate to hear what the GOAT had to say. It's been an exhausting year. Chapelle has never feared the third rail. He grabs it with both hands. The Unstoppable is no exception. Yeah, David Chapelle is gonna say what he mean and mean what he say. I love Dave Chapelle. I don't know. I always want to call him David Chapelle. Dave Chapelle. Chapelle has never feared the third rail. This special's most talked about segment in this commentary on the assassination of the conservative pundit Charlie Kirk, who was killed on Utah College campus in September. In anyone else's hands, this topic would be untouchable. Chapelle dove right in, dissecting the public's reaction with brutal precision. He scored the hyperbolic comparisons with the line only he could land. The whites were quick to say this. They said Charlie Kirk is this generation's Martin Luther King. David Chapelle said, no, he's not. Yeah, that's a reach. He acknowledged the grim parallel of their deaths, both shot in the neck, but deadpan. It's about where those similarities end. It was a savage, it was honest, and it was undeniably funny because it sliced through the performative grief and political posturing dominating our feeds. Let's talk about that for a minute. Now, if you're a big fan and supporter of Charlie Kirk, more power to you. You know, my theory is we all have our people. We all have our guy. We all have our gal. It's not for me to speak on it. You know, your choice is your choice. But not only is Charlie Kirk not to be mentioned in the same breath as no Martin Luther King. Ain't no man, I don't give a damn what color he is. Ain't a man walking this earth or has walked this earth that I would mention in the same breath as Martin Luther King. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just say you don't know who Martin Luther King was and the impact he had. Because I wouldn't even put that kind of pressure on Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk is Charlie Kirk. And to his supporters and his fans, he is who he is. But I agree with Dave Chapelle. Charlie Kirk ain't no damn Martin Luther King. Stop it. Stop it. This is what's wrong with today's world. We so thirsty to prop somebody up. We say crazy shit. Do you know who Martin Luther King was and what he did? And don't tell me about all this concocted bullshit that the CIA and the government put together that they have now admitted that they made up. So if you're running around with that information, you just show me you don't do any research. You just take propaganda and whatever fits your narrative, but you don't do no actual research. Now, where another similarity I might say, and a lot of people, we can get in trouble for saying this, but I believe it's a possibility on both cases, Charlie Kirk and Martin Luther King, that it was an inside job from our own system, government. I can admit that. To me, it sounds, both situations sound like somebody on the inside had something to do with both of them. Now, that's a similarity. I'll give you that. But no, I don't even, I'm not even arguing with anybody that try to tell me. And like I said, it ain't just Charlie Kirk. To say somebody ain't Martin Luther King, that ain't no slap in the face. That's just real. I don't care if he black, brown, yellow, Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal, whatever the hell you want to use. Don't mention nobody walking this raggedy earth in no same breath as no Martin Luther King. Stop it. You might as well, with that reach, you might as well reach for the moon and the stars and go do some other shit. But let's continue. Yet amidst the edge, he revealed a vulnerability often lost in the noise surrounding his controversies. He admitted that as someone who talks for a living, seeing Kirk murdered for his words left him shook. It was a chilling reminder that behind the comic's armor is a man grappling with the same dark realities as the rest of us. He talked Saudi money, LGBTQ jokes, and the irony of freedom. Of course, it wouldn't be a David Chapelle show without him confronting his critics head on. He took aim at the backlash he, Bill Burr, and Kevin Hart faced for performing at the comedy festival in Saudi Arabia. Critics decreed it as a cash grab, pointing out the festival overlapped the anniversary. Give me a second. We got all these pop-up commercials. The anniversary of Jamal's murder. Chapelle, in classic fashion, flipped the script. I'll take money from Saudi Arabia any day just so I can say no over here. It feels good to be free, he declared. He then doubled down, noting with a smirk that his controversial transgender jokes went over very well in Saudi Arabia. It's a signature Chapelle move, refusing to apologize while exposing the hypocrisies of American quote-unquote freedom. You don't have to agree with him to respect the sheer audacity. Watching Unstoppable, I realized it was the pressure valve release I've been waiting for to cap off 2025. We live in a world where everyone walks on eggshells, terrified of saying the wrong thing. Chapelle stomps on those eggshells, grinds them into a dust, and then lights a cigarette. His comedy is essential. Whether he makes you cheer or cringe, he forces you to think. He forces you to confront the absurdity of our modern world. Let me stop right there for a second. Because the breakdown of Dave Chapelle is the very essence of the flow show no filter, which is why so many people gravitate to the show and gravitate to my movement. I've been no filter giving it to y'all straight for about 3 years now. Before it was sexy or before it was even accepted. That's why my movement is so strong. I strongly in giving y'all the real and exposing the hypocrisies. And if I do something that some people might not understand, I don't have a problem explaining. I don't have a problem explaining. Some people didn't understand why I did TMZ. Well, mostly because you just skim through the podcast. You don't understand what the hell I'm going through. When it comes to mental health, you think it's a platform I'm not going to speak on? Are you fucking crazy? I don't like none of these media outlets, but I still have to deliver you the news from CNN, from Fox, from MSNBC, from the New York Times, to People Magazine, to the LA Times, to whoever. I'm in a space, I gotta be a big person. It's bigger than me. If I sit up here and don't fuck with any publication that I don't like, we won't have shit to talk about. So if you was in my shoes, you would understand. But that's what I'm saying. I don't have a problem. I'm just like Dave Chapelle. I don't have a problem standing on business because I'm still gonna call out. Long as everybody know where I'm coming from and I'm independent, I'm gonna stand 10 toes and I'm gonna amplify my movement. I'm gonna amplify my message. And see, that today's a lot of people have a problem with that. A lot of people these days have a problem with a person who stands on their truth. I'm not walking on no fucking eggshells for nobody. I feel Dave Chapelle on that. I'm gonna speak my mind just like everybody speaks their mind, whether you in the chat, whether you in my comments, whether you in my DM. Everybody loves to speak their mind, but everybody doesn't like to hear what everybody else got to say. Everybody loves free will, but everybody can't accept everyone else's free will. See, that's the difference between me and a lot of people. I can accept your free will. I can accept your decisions and what you choose to do with your life. But everybody don't have that same thought process. And I love Dave Chappelle because he brings it to the forefront, the hypocrisy. People will come in my comments and say, so you just go you come on social media and just say anything, but you doing the same fucking thing in my comments. See, that's how somebody will be hypocritical in real time these days and not even notice it. You coming on my platform giving your opinion, but acting like I can't give my opinion on my own platform. Make that make sense, y'all. And we do it every day. We give our opinion about other people's opinion and act like there's a problem with that. Meanwhile, we're giving our opinion. Cancel culture. You tear down another man because of his opinion, but that's only your opinion. So where does it stop? Are certain people only allowed to have opinions, and then other people aren't allowed to have opinions? Make it make sense to me, y'all. I don't walk on eggshells. I stomp eggshells. I don't walk on pins and needles. I stomp pins and needles. And so does Dave Chappelle. His comedy to me is essential because other than that, nobody are going to bring these issues out here. Whether he makes you cheer or cringe, he forces you to think. He forces you to confront the absurdity of our modern world. I'll speak on Charlie Kirk and Martin Luther King, but do you ever hear me tear down Charlie Kirk? No. Am I a fan? No. But I'm also not tearing him down. Everybody has a right to their own opinion, man. And that's what everybody got to get through their thick head. Now, if you want to speak on it and say, hey, I disagree with him or this or that, that's life. That's life. There will always be counter arguments. Many believe his jokes punch down and that it takes on sensitive issues or his takes on sensitive issues are harmful. These are valid critiques, but they often miss the larger point of Chappelle's art. Comedy isn't meant to be safe, it's meant to be a mirror, and breaking the mirror doesn't change the reflection. Dave Chappelle proves once again why he is the undisputed heavyweight champion of stand-up. The Unstoppable is more than a comedy special. It's a vital cultural document of our turbulent times delivered by a master who knows he's the best to ever do it. If you haven't seen it yet, stop what you're doing, log into Netflix, and witness a genius at work. Love him or hate him, you can't ignore him. And frankly, heading into 2026, we'd be far worse off without him. Dave Chappelle said Diddy asked him what he into as he swirled his drink. If you follow my social media, you saw me talking about that. Dave Chappelle, he said he was at Diddy's house and it was a creepy experience. But he said it's only creepy when he looked back in hindsight. Because he said it was just him and Diddy ended up in a room and Diddy started twirling his drink. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it and you don't want to know the joke, it's on my social media anyway, though. He starts swirling his drink. He asked David Chappelle, what are you into? David Chappelle said he looked back and said, damn, that was his chance to be in a freak-off party. He didn't even know it, to be in a freak-off. And speaking of Diddy, we got another sex worker, Sly Diggler, coming out, basically admitting that Diddy purposely violated 50's baby mama, who was Daphne, as a power move and as a way to get at Diddy. I mean, to get at 50 Cent, I'm sorry. We knew it, but it's also different when it comes from a source who was right there. Let's go into that. Did y'all see the Sly Diggler interview on Vlad TV? I'm only going to cover this part of it, but it was a pretty good interview. I mean, I wouldn't say there was nothing new under the sun, but it's still information nonetheless. What is, oh, this on Baller Alert. Okay, let's go to Baller Alert. So let's see. He was like, he a porn star, he get tested. They talked about how they were having raw, I mean, we already knew this, but raw Cassie and the sex worker and Diddy and whatever. It was no protection used. They only got one test, and that was after they had done a million things. Man, Diddy getting everything he got coming to him. And then our pal Mark Curry also spoke on Diddy, and he said, if you remember, Mark Curry is the guy that was in the documentary. He used to be a rapper on Bad Boy. He was on the song "We Ain't Going Nowhere." We ain't going nowhere. We can't be stopped now because it's Bad Boy for life. So that Mark Curry said that basically this time that Diddy is in this time frame that Diddy is in prison is really just it's almost like they're just holding him. They're just holding him so they can bring up more charges. They're just holding him so they can bring up more charges. So it's basically like, hey, sit still. We got more charges for you. And you ain't going nowhere, like the song said. I thought that was, and Mark Curry is on the inside of all this stuff. I said he kind of has an inside view, much like Gene Deal. And for him to say that, that's something we spoke about on this show plenty of times, that this is just it's like Diddy, they just said, sit still, man. We got some more charges, but we don't need you running around intimidating witnesses. So have a seat and let us put this thing together for you. Adult performer claims he was flown out for the alleged escort situation involving 50 Cent's baby mama and Diddy. DJ Vlad just cracked open another conversation that instantly sent social media into speculation mode. During a recent Vlad interview, this is from Baller Alert, by the way. During a recent Vlad TV interview, adult performer Sly Diggler shared allegations about an encounter he claims involved 50 Cent, his baby mother, that is, and Diddy, framing the situation as an escort-style arrangement that allegedly took place in 2021. Diggler, who says he entered the adult film industry in 2019 after encouragement from women and a breakup, explained how his career moment led to unexpected attention from high-profile figures. According to Diggler, he was contacted through social media by the woman he identified as 50 Cent's baby mother, who allegedly expressed interest after seeing his adult content. He claims the conversation escalated quickly, including a FaceTime call, and later turned into an invitation to meet in person. Diggler said he was told a high-profile boyfriend would be present, which he assumed could be either 50 Cent or Diddy based on public photos that were circulating at the time. Diggler alleges he was flown from Atlanta to Los Angeles, picked up by a driver, and brought to a hotel where he signed an NDA before meeting the couple. During the interview, he described Diddy as being present throughout the encounter and claimed the situation involved role-playing dynamics directed by Diddy, with Diggler saying he was instructed on what was expected. The conversation took a more controversial turn when Diggler claimed that a private video was accidentally recorded on his phone during one of the encounters and still exists, which he let Vlad take a peek. He also made personal claims about Diddy that immediately caught attention online, stressing that his observations were based solely on what he says he witnessed firsthand. Sick, 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 sick stuff, y'all. Sick stuff. It's just no matter how much information we get, it all sounds the same and it's all sick. It's all sick. To think about, I know Diddy wish he would have never fooled around with 50 Cent's baby mother now. I guarantee you that. And that's always been my point. Uh, Now, the conversation took more controversial turn when Diggler claimed that a private video was accidentally recorded on his phone during one of the encounters and still exists, which he let Vlad take a peek at. He also made personal claims about Diddy that immediately caught attention online, stressing that his observations were based solely on what he says he witnessed firsthand. Diggler further alleged that the relationship between Diddy and 50 Cent's baby mama appeared more performative in public than private, suggesting the dynamic served image purposes rather than romance. He emphasized that these were his personal interpretations and experiences, not documented facts. As clips from the interview circulated, a tweet teasing the release of additional information reportedly surpassed 1 million views, with social media already debating what could come up next and how much of the story will hold up under scrutiny. It's more footage out here, y'all. It's absolutely more footage out here, more evidence, and more stuff out here that's going to have Diddy looking kind of crazy. Diggler, this guy Sly Diggler coming out spilling the beans. I'm sure Diddy don't like it. I'm sure Diddy don't like it. Who knows what's on that? And this is only, I believe there are more parts to this interview coming up and more bombshells to be dropped. Dittler was the Epstein for the music industry. Yes, indeed. But one of the worst moves he made, on top of even doing all this mess, one of the worst moves that Diddy made was poking the bear. Why, oh, why would you violate, as being a peer of 50 Cent, being in the music industry? Why would you violate his baby mother and his child? I would love to ask Diddy, was it worth it? Was it worth it? Because now 50 Cent is not stopping until you are completely annihilated for good. Let me repeat that. 50 Cent will not stop until Diddy is completely stomped for good. And I try to tell all the little Didiots, the little Mohawk Diddies, the trolls, y'all running around talking about Diddy, 50 Cent mad because Diddy had his baby mama. I ain't never seen 50 Cent smile as much as he been smiling lately. I ain't seen 50 smile like this in forever. Diddy, I mean, 50 Cent been smiling for about 3 weeks straight now. And I bet you who ain't been smiling, the Diddler. Karma is undefeated. Karma is undefeated. It is. Why would you mess with that, man? Huh? Why would you mess with that, man? Just tell me that. Tell me that. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. So what is going on, man? Let's go to the chat. What some of y'all been saying? I've been dominating the first 40 minutes. I don't have my contacts in, y'all, either. So I'm a little squinty trying to read the chat. Excuse me. Angelina said, Josh Johnson, watch his special. I've been following since I saw him on the Daily Show. All right. All right. George Carlin. Way to bring him up, Angelina. We forgot about George Carlin. Man, hey, Angie, you ain't never lied. I did want to speak on that. Netflix is dominating. Netflix is dominating, let's just say TV or just streaming or whatever you want to call it. Netflix is dominating that, much like Amazon is dominating like deliver retail. Netflix is destroying, and I saw somebody said they bought some stock in Netflix some time ago. You were smart. Oh, here you go. It was Angelina said I invested money in Netflix stocks again since they released the Diddy doc and Chapelle. That was smart. Yeah, didn't he say, what did he say? Israel? Who did he say? Did he say Israel murdered a couple hundred journalists? Can somebody correct me on that? I forgot the exact, correct me on that in the chat. The Dave Chappelle special is on Netflix for those who didn't know. Yeah, Dave Chappelle said, but you know what? You know what I thought about? Yeah, okay, yeah. Israel murdered 250 journalists. Dave Chappelle wanted to go ahead and throw that out there. But you know what? I I was completely shocked by that by the drop of that Dave Chappelle thing. Okay, I might have to check him out. Angie says Josh Johnson is the Carlin of our generation. Okay, I'll check him out. I've never heard of him. Thanks for that. That's somebody y'all put me on to something. I never heard of, but I definitely will check him out. But as a truth telling podcast, you know, we're gonna follow all the truth telling comedians and we're gonna ride for them and stand 10 toes. I've been a Dave Chappelle fan. As a matter of fact, my Dave Chappelle, check this out, y'all. My Dave Chappelle commentary clip that I posted it yesterday on YouTube. It is at 222,000 views. You know, on YouTube, that's a lot of fucking views. I say it all the time. YouTube just don't give you no fucking views. It ain't like TikTok. I can get a couple 100,000 on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram every other day. But YouTube, you got to be a bad mother. Shut your mouth. I'm just talking about YouTube. You know, you gotta be a bad mother. Shut your mouth to get 222,000 views on my Dave Chappelle clip and commentary. Shout out to y'all. Our YouTube is starting to be on fire. Y'all know we just we had probably about a million. We probably like 1.5 million right now. Um, 1.5 million. That's a big step for us. But the big disappointment of the weekend though goes to these raggedy Epstein files. These raggedy Epstein files that they could have kept. I call it the redact fest. The redact fest. Everything redacted. What good is it? Department released additional documents. They ain't released shit. I'm so disappointed, but the thing is, I'm not as disappointed. I mean, I'm disappointed, but it didn't hit me. It didn't hit me too hard because we already knew this. We talked about this. They blacked out everything. They say they feel like all the Republican shit got blacked out. That's what people feeling. But I say the Democrats, they could have released it. I mean, not that I want anybody blacking it out, but I don't want to hear the Democrats crying because y'all could have released it and y'all didn't do shit. Y'all could have released it how y'all wanted to release it. Angelina says, I can't confirm this, but Angelina says Pam Bondi is in the files as a teenager. So CBS News, again, to drive home the point that just because I don't like or feel motherfuckers don't mean we can't, we can't run from them. I'm not no fan of CBS News. But we still got to dissect this article. This is from CBS News. New Epstein files include photos, documents with redactions as the Doge releases initial trove of records. What to know about the Epstein files? The Justice Department released more documents Saturday from the Jeffrey Epstein files. After initial release Friday of thousands of photos, police reports, and other material, the first records to come to light under a new law signed by President Trump. The files can be accessed on the Justice Department website here. CBS News is also maintaining a searchable database here. Among the thousands of photos, new images, and prominent figures, Epstein travels, his various homes, and more. They also include grand jury transcripts from the various cases brought against Epstein and his associates. The Epstein files Transparency Act required the Justice Department to release all its files related to the Epstein by Friday, with exceptions for survivors' personal information. Some of the files are heavily redacted, drawing criticism from congressional Democrats. But Democrats, you should have dropped something. Democrats, you should have dropped something. Don't cry now. Like I told you, I hold everybody accountable. Don't cry now. Y'all had the chance to do something. Y'all all dropped the ball. Y'all all dropped the ball. Now, because the Republicans and Trump got the power and they drop it and redact everything, now y'all crying. Why y'all didn't drop it? So sorry, I don't want to hear it. At least 15 newly released Epstein files have disappeared from the Doge's website, records show. At least 15 newly released files have disappeared from the Justice Department website containing documents related to the Jeffrey Epstein, including one file that shows a photo of President Trump, CBS News has determined. CBS News downloaded the complete set of documents on Friday and compared it to what was available Saturday. The Department of Justice has not responded to a request for comment about the discrepancy, and it's unclear why the files are missing a day after they were initially released. However, in a social media post to his X account Saturday night that seemed to touch on the issue, the Doge wrote, "Photos and other materials will continue being reviewed and redacted, consistent with the law and abundance of caution as we receive additional information." One of the missing files shows they included former President Bill Clinton and the Pope. In an open drawer in the same image, there was a photo of Mr. Trump, Epstein, associate Ghislaine Maxwell. Other missing files, including photos of a room with what appeared to be a massage table and nude photos and nude paintings. A woman testified before 2007 grand jury that she brought several fellow high school girls. No. And I see somebody trying to speak up for the different. No. Every time we have a crime that can help the Democrats or Republicans, we know every fucking thing that there is to know damn near in the first 24 hours. We have a mass shooting. We know where the shooter came from, where he went to school, when he scratched his ass, who he shot, who is this. Now we pushing gun laws. When the Epstein shit was going down, we weren't getting any information. Let's keep it real, y'all. This the Flow Show, no filter. We don't make excuses for nobody. They have been tight-lipped. The Democrats and the Republicans have been tight-lipped about this Epstein shit from day one. Let's keep it real. We don't make excuses just because they are guys. There have been Democrats and Republicans that have been exposed to be fooling around with this Epstein. And from the minute this crime took place, they have been hiding shit from us. There's been very little to no transparency. If there's been transparency, please let me know in the comments. If anybody want to stand 10 toes in these comments and say they've been transparent about this Epstein situation from day one, let us know in the comments. I want to hear about it. Because from what I know, and I've been covering, I got my account banned and back from covering the Epstein case from 4 or 5 years ago. And as far as I know, there has been very little transparency. So what we're not gonna do is make excuses because they all been hiding shit. Because they all been, whether you Democrat or Republican, they both have been caught up and on the list and showing up in these pictures. Y'all know me, I call it straight down the middle, like 6 o'clock. Straight up and down. Nobody can argue with me that there's been very little transparency in the Epstein case from the very, very beginning. And that started with the Democrats, and now the Republicans got the gun, and that's where we at. But I'm not making no excuses for none of them. I just can't do it. They haven't been transparent. We've been pulling tooth and nail to get information. We don't know shit. We still don't know shit. We don't know who all was there. We don't know all what went down. We don't know what happened to Epstein. We don't know nothing. And that ain't one party's fault. That's the whole government's fault. Let's be real. This the Flow Show, no filter. We don't make excuses. I would love to say, hey, well, the Republicans have did their part, or the Democrats have done their part. I would love to say it, but I ain't gonna get up here and tell no damn lie. I ain't gonna get up here and tell no lie. I'm gonna tell the truth. They have been hiding information from us for this Epstein case from the very, very, very beginning. That's just the truth. Why have they been hiding? Because so many of our powerful, influential figures are caught up in this mess, and everybody been trying to save their own ass. But if we have a mass shooter out, and we trying to either bring more gun laws or take gun laws away, the minute it happens, we know everything about everybody. What school he went to? Do he identify as a woman? Did he shoot this person? Did he shoot that person? His parents? What his parents did? What side? Are the parents conservative? Are the parents liberal? We know all that shit within 24 hours. But when we come to the Epstein file and victims and women and children who have been violated, we don't know anything. And that's just the truth. That's just the truth. Don't y'all think it's amazing we barely know anything about the Epstein case for real? All we know is the parts that people and victims have been brave enough to kind of share with us, but in actuality, we don't know. We don't really know exactly what happened. I think the only way we may find out what happened is if 50 Cent do a documentary. But I don't even think he gonna touch Epstein. I'm pretty sure he's not gonna touch the Epstein files. It's just ridiculous. Like I said, I'm pointing the blame wherever that blame need to be pointed. I'm not sticking up for nobody. I've been covering this. I've been getting banned. I'll have videos removed. I got the war wounds to show. I've been in the trenches. There has been it's been foul on both sides. I got banned accounts and removed videos to prove it. You mention the Republicans, you get banned. You mention the Democrats, you get banned. You call out, ask for the list, you get your videos removed. I got the war wounds to speak for. I've lost income. Learning and speaking on what I'm speaking on. I'm not just talking out the side of my neck. I've lost money. I've lost income. I've lost pages. I've lost all kind of stuff speaking on this Epstein stuff. I come from a whole different place. And like I said, don't think for 1 second any one side or the other side. Unfortunately, they have all played a role in bringing us to this point right now where we don't know a damn thing. Shout out to Anthony Joshua for knocking out Paul. Shout out to my Browns for losing. Shout out to your football teams for winning. Shout out to everybody for this Christmas week. Everybody got their shopping out the way. If you got your shopping out the way, put a 1 in the chat. If you still got some shopping out the way to do, put a 2 in the chat. Let's see where y'all at with y'all Christmas shit. We ain't even gotta waste no more time. Oh shoot, oops. We ain't even gotta waste no more time, man. The Epstein files was a nothing burger. And that's just that. Okay, we got ones, twos. Yeah, I still got shopping to do too, y'all. So if you got two, don't feel bad. I'm holding up a 2. I'm holding up a 2. I got shopping to do. I'm a last minute this year. Last minute this year. Okay, Enoch still got shopping to do. C Tuck be on point. He got all his shit out the way. Shout out to C Tuck. Don't feel bad if you had a 2. I got a 2. Carly, Ireland. Oh, it's a lot of 2s in here. I told you I try to have my stuff out the way, but I actually don't mind kind of being in the last minute rush of the shopping situation. I really don't. But like D said, Denise says powerful men are involved and there is a cover up. I think that's a great way to just sum it up. At the end of the day, we can talk and rant for hours. But Denise said it is powerful man involved. And so there's a cover up. And that is the life, and the society we have been. Those are the cards we dealt. We got to fight and continue to hold people accountable. But one thing we know, when it's powerful men in caught up in the mix, when it's powerful man caught up in the mix, there's always going to be a cover up, man, which is why we need truth tellers like comedians Dave Chapelle, truth tellers like the Flow Show No Filter podcast, truth tellers like your boy Ticket TV, and all the other independent journalism that we got going on, y'all. We need more than ever. And that's all I can really say about that. I don't know. I can't say for sure if it'll be a show Wednesday. I can say that for sure there'll be a show tomorrow. I can say for sure Christmas there won't be a show, but I'm on the fence about Christmas Eve. We'll see. Maybe some super chats will help me. Maybe tomorrow. You know what I'll do? Let's do this. Because I haven't pressed anybody about super chats. The super chats have been kind of slow, but I understand it's the Christmas season. Shit is expensive, and we all are trying to stretch our dollars. So I haven't pressed it. But what I will do is we can work together. What I will do tomorrow, just be prepared. Tomorrow we'll set a goal. If we get a certain amount of super chats and super stickers tomorrow, I will bring my ass in here for sure for Wednesday. Let's make that a deal. Like I said, the super chats and super stickers have kind of been slow late in the last couple weeks, but I haven't pressed it because I know it's Christmas. We all trying to stretch our money. So I haven't been pressing about it or saying anything, but I think tomorrow will be a good day to just set a goal. We meet that goal, and I'll bring my raggedy ass in here on Wednesday, Christmas Eve, and have a special Christmas Eve show for the Flow Show No Filter. So all the family, we can have one last get together before Christmas is official. No, I understand it. I am not. That's why I told you I am not concerned with anybody that can't give. Shit, times is tough, and listen. I don't want to take away from no kids Christmas money, no grandkids, or any of that. So I'm not even pressing it. But also to work on Christmas Eve, I'll see if we can put something together. But hey, don't press it, y'all. The kids, family come first. Don't worry about me. If you can, great. If you can't, even we not worried about it. The Christmas is a time for family and kids, and so I don't think for 1 second that I'm worried about. That's why I haven't spoke on it. I understand what's going on. I understand times is rough. I understand shit costs, and I understand we doing the best we can to scrape up for Christmas gifts. So I am not complaining one bit. I'm not complaining one bit. Y'all do what y'all need to do, man. We gonna be all right. So don't ever think for a second I'm complaining. I totally understand, which is why I haven't spoke on it or even pressed about it. Get y'all gifts. Do what you can do. That's all you can do. We gonna keep it moving. So I appreciate each and every last one of y'all. Everybody, hey, look, we can only do what we can do. That's the motto. Let the chips fall where they may. So at any rate, let's get the mouse in the chat. Let's get the mouse in the chat. We ain't on that. We gonna do what we can do. Ain't no complaining. We in this together. We all paying $100 for eggs. We all paying $100 for meat and fish. I get it. And I appreciate everybody, the members. I appreciate the subscribers. I appreciate everybody doing what they can do. This is a rough time. I'm not complaining. I'm not missing them. I'm not missing any meals. I'm still feeding my belly. We good, y'all. So don't think for a second that I'm ever complaining or ever expecting more out of y'all than y'all got. We're going to do what we can do, and we're going to keep it moving. See, Tuck says, I'm out. Have a safe and wonderful day, everybody. Much love to the best community on earth. Remember, besides money, y'all give me something that money can't buy, and that's unconditional love and support, and I appreciate it, and I will always appreciate it, and don't ever forget that on this Christmas week. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la. Damn, y'all. I'll wear it tomorrow. Y'all know I got my Christmas hat. I don't know what the hell. I forgot to put my Christmas hat on today. Don't let me forget. Don't let me forget tomorrow. If I come in this show tomorrow, if I start the show tomorrow and I don't have my Christmas hat on, remind me to go put my Christmas hat on. It's right in the bedroom. I just forgot today. I laid it out and everything and fucking forgot. Angelina says, all love, Flow. All love to the Flow community. One love to my Wake and Bake. All love to you all. And I'm out. And much love to everybody in the chat, everybody on Spotify, Apple, everybody enjoy their Halloween. Enjoy your holidays. My YouTube family, my Instagram family, my Facebook family, my TikTok family, my Apple, Spotify, YouTube, all of y'all in one. As always, I love y'all.